I haven't bought anything from them for 10 years. Just way too young.
Do you shop at Esprit? I didn't know that was your thing.
15 years ago. But I mean, it just doesn't, you can't wear cargo shorts with 10 pockets that go down to the shins at my age, because then all you have is chicken drums at the end there. It's not a pretty picture. You didn't need to know that, did you? Just keep smiling about the markets, okay? It's going to be a party today. Okay, bear with us, folks. I know we're sounding like a broken record. Property! Yeah, Bernie's got property on the mind here. This week, we were kind of scratching our heads going, wait a minute, the number of transactions out there is falling, and yet these tycoons are cutting huge checks. Edie Road, number one, $1.3 billion, latest in a string of record after record after record. By the way, this isn't the finished product. If it was, you wouldn't be paying $20,000 a square foot for it, would you? Peter Churchhouse, the property guy from Portwood Capital, is with us. Hello.
Hey, Benny.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Things have kind of gone lukewarm here, on these cooling measures, the 60% loan to value on properties over X number million of dollars, and yet these tycoons don't seem to give a pan.
Well, that's very interesting, actually, because we have seen a slowdown in transactions volumes from the consumers. Yeah. We've not really seen a slowdown in pricing as yet, but the market is definitely slowing down in terms of volumes. So I expect we'll see a little bit of a slowdown in price appreciation as well going forward over the next couple of months. But the developers are still very bullish on a 2 to 3 year view, obviously. They've been paying over the top, or certainly higher than consensus expectations for land sites recently, and we saw that even in Singapore just
well, that's
yesterday
just the thing,
as well.
right? Because a land auction now is not going to be on the agenda for several more years. It takes a long time to knock these down, raise them, get them graded, do the leveling, the pile driving, my God, and yeah. So basically, they seem to consistently think, and we're talking about the number of developers, that the 3 to 5 year view is nothing but up.
Well, I think that's absolutely correct, and I think they are looking a little bit longer term. I think the general feeling is that Asia's economies will continue to do well. There'll be significant growth in financial services industry, both in Hong Kong and Singapore. Both governments are actively promoting those sectors. Yeah. They bring in the high rollers, they bring in high income earners. We've also seen the development of the casino industry in Singapore, which has been a major boost to that economy. 12 to 15% economic growth this year, likely in Singapore. So that's all very positive for the property market as well.
One of the things they did was they do punish you on the speculation tax if you flip properties regularly. I remember when he was financial secretary, I mentioned to Henry Tang one time on a talk show, and I said, why don't you make a distinction between the stamp duty or the transaction tax on those who speculate and those who are actually bona fide buyers. He said that's something we can look at. Well, years afterward,
they're doing it.
They're still looking at it, though, aren't they?
Well, they're doing this.
Why can't they do that? I thought that was kind of neat. That's what Singapore did.
They've done that. They've raised stamp duty in Hong Kong, for example. But you're right.
But raising it doesn't help. I'm talking about making a distinction between real bona fide people.
Well, that's what they're doing in Singapore today.
Yeah.
For example, the capital gains tax or the stamp duty, if you sell a property within 3 years, has now been mooted. So basically, they're trying to target the speculators, not the end users. And I think that's the distinction they're making. They don't want to prevent owners, genuine homeowners, from buying a flat. Yeah. What they're trying to do is slow down the credit extension to the punters and speculators.
But what they're doing here is they're hurting genuine homeowners. I mean, a 60% loan to value over 12 million. 12 million doesn't buy you that much house anymore.
It doesn't in Hong Kong. That's absolutely correct. And I think the policy is really a little bit skew-whiff in Hong Kong because they are hurting genuine home buyers. I think Singapore's policy is perhaps a little more balanced.
I'm going to crash out of the show in 30 seconds. Give me a short answer. This is a wide-open question. What's the hottest property market, the most undervalued property market in Asia?
New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Commercial property is probably the cheapest in the market, and stocks are the cheapest in the market that we see.
Commercial property? It's 4 million people.
Yes, but it's very cheap.
Okay.
And yields are very high.
All right. You take me there on your sailboat. I wouldn't know how to get there if you asked me. Peter Churchhouse, a Kiwi, right?
Originally, yes.
See? That's why. He's still a patriot. Peter Churchhouse from Portwood Capital. That'll do it for the call. Cash flow up your way at the top of the hour.